Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Nomifactory GTCEu Expert Mode. So, last time we were working, we were planning on doing the large gas turbine, but then we didn't end up doing it because it seemed like we needed the dynamo hatch at a higher tier than what we can make to handle the power output that would be coming out of our gas turbine. So, we didn't end up doing that. What we ended up doing was making 8 more turbo gas turbines and adding that. And I also made the EV circuit assembler last time, so we got that set up mostly last time. However, I did get the clean room fixed up here, the back wall here, and you can see the EV circuit assembler is here with the soldering alloy in it. Now, I didn't connect it just yet. With the Fluix cable. However, I can do that, and there's one other thing that I want to talk about real quick too. Well, maybe a couple other things, but um, you know how I was thinking of making the quantum ring for boosting this to an infinite range? Well, I was like, it's really easy to make these wireless boosters, so I literally just made 10 of them. Just 5 of these. It's literally 5 Certes quartz, 5 Enderpearl dust, 5 Fluix, and then 15 iron ingots. And then I have 10 wireless boosters right now. As you can see, it takes the range from 16 and then 8 energy to 48 and like 22. So we've got like about 3 times the range compared to the default with these in there. And so now I can access the terminal from like I think like anywhere in my base so far. So like if I go all the way over here, I can access it. And if I were to like go like all the way over here to this setup over here and try to access it, I can access it. So now I'm pretty sure the range goes a little bit outside of my base. I don't know how far, but yeah, I can access it from everywhere, which is nice. Um, so there is something that I am going to be working on today, but I'll get to that in a second. I also redid, well, I added some stuff and redid a little bit of this, I think, since last time. But as you can see, this is actually, these things are completely irrelevant to the actual setup over here that I initially did. But I just threw them on because I was like, I have energetic alloy wire coming out of here, and these were MV, and I was like, I don't really have room over there to put it, so I just put them over here. And so, as you can see, there is actually 2 infinite water covers on these, and all they're doing is electrolyzing water and getting us nit wait, hydrogen and oxygen is what they're giving us, as you can see here. So I've got 2 of them going constantly, so that way our nitrobenzene, the stuff that goes into making nitrobenzene doesn't run out. So as you can see, oh, actually before we look at the fluids again real quick, one other thing that I did over here for the so this is making ammonia right now, as you can see. You might not see it in the output because it'll instantly go into the system, but um, the working is disabled now because I have a fluid emitter here. Whenever if we drop below 3,000 buckets of hydrogen, I want it to turn off the machine. And the reason I did that was because we were gonna it was gonna drain our hydrogen um, if we kept that on constantly. So I set it to just stop if it drops below 3,000. So it'll stop right now. We'll get more hydrogen from the electrolyzers. It'll turn back on, make some more ammonia. So last night when I got off, we had only 463 buckets of ammonia. Now we're at 2,200 essentially. So about plus 1,500 buckets. And then our oxygen was only at like about 400, and now we're at 2,000 buckets. So we're doing good on ammonia and oxygen. They are going up. Hydrogen, I'm not letting it go below 3,000. It's staying at 3,000 right now. Um, and I also I got more fluorine. So we only had like, let's say maybe, I don't know if we had like 50 buckets or something, or maybe even less than that. Maybe we only had like 16. But I went to the moon and go and mined a bunch of the fluorite ore there, and I added another oxygen tank to my suit because I wanted to stay out there a little bit longer without having to worry about the oxygen. So we've got 520 buckets of fluorine, which of course we can use for hydrofluorine or the fluoroantimonic stuff, all that stuff pretty much. So that'll be nice. And oh yeah, we've got some more biomass here that's being distilled right now in the distilling machine or tower. Distilled water. I actually set the distilled water here to turn on if we drop below 3,000. So it'll keep the distilled water at 3,000 buckets, essentially. So that's what we did for that. Um, Now, was there anything else that I might have worked on while off stream? Besides getting more ingots and uh, I did have some more stuff being processed in here, but I've dealt with most of it already. Is there anything else over here? Oh yeah, I was making some more of the um, antimonic hydro, whatever it's called, the stuff for elemental reduction fluid that is used to make a whatever it's called. Um, oh, I did put a void in this drawer here. As you can see, there's a void upgrade because we did reach the maximum amount of sodium dust inside of here with the current upgrades. And I was like, I don't think hopefully I don't need more than 12,300 sodium dust at some point. So I'm just gonna keep it capped at 12,300 for the sodium dust. And then we'll obviously keep getting more, oh, it's not going because we're full on the mirror blight. But we'll keep getting more aluminum, lithium, and silicon going here. As you can see, it's going now. So that's that. Just throw some of this in there, might as well. So for what we're doing today, I think I was planning on getting maybe some of the epoxy stuff taken care of, and I was looking into what we're gonna need to do and what we're gonna need a little bit, and pretty much the what I figured out so far was I think I'm gonna be doing canola, and pretty much so canola will be if we look at the quest here. Well, let's actually start from the epochlorohydrin, perhaps. So epochlorohydrin, right? What I think I'm gonna do is do this right here. Hydrochloric acid plus glycerol gets you water and epichlorohydrin. Now the glycerol, we're gonna be doing, I believe, uh, canola and we can either do canola and ethanol or we can do canola and methanol, is what I'm thinking. Um, Empowered oil, I don't know. So there is a way to like make the seeds better, um, but for the empower, we would need tungsten carbide, which we haven't quite made just yet. But um, for that, it's carbon and tungsten. And so if we wanted to, we actually can make tungsten carbide if we want to make them power machine. Now, uh, so there is empowering the canola oil and stuff like that. There's also, um, so if you look at the canola seeds, this is what you can make with the canola seeds. There's crystallized canola seeds in the atomic reconstructor, which if you extract those to get seed oil, it's 50 millibuckets per seed, and normally if you just do a regular canola seed and extract it, you can see it's 10. So just atomic reconstructing it, you get 5 times the amount. And then if you empower the crystallized canola seed, then it's 250, so 25 times a regular canola seed. If you really want a lot of seed oil, I guess quickly, you can atomic reconstruct and then empower it with that machine. Um, Now, I know that I need, I believe, 6,000. Uh, Wait, am I thinking about that right? I think. Wait, uh, seed oil? Oh, wait. Um, right, I forgot. There's some weird thing where, like, I don't think you can get canola oil for some reason, because when I left click it, it doesn't show me any recipes to get it. So I think we actually have to do seed oil, the seed oil one specifically, which is 6,000 and then either ethanol or methanol, 1 bucket. So you can choose, of course, and then I think the output is the same 1,000 and 6,000. Um, yeah. So whether you choose ethanol or methanol, it's 1,000 and 6,000. So I think that's what I'll potentially try working on right now. So we can either choose, like I said, methanol or ethanol. And just based off what we've got right now in our system, we've got methanol right here, 948 buckets, and then ethanol, which is 979. So they're really close together. I have almost the same amount of each, almost 1,000 buckets. So I guess I can really choose either. Um, so I also, off stream, as you can see here, I put canola seeds. I started with only one canola seed actually. I only had one, then I planted it. I used some bone meal to speed up the growth even faster. And so now we've got a bunch of canola seeds out here being planted from our um, farming station here. And I have a drawer here with that canola stuff, but I also have I made an auto crafter down here to convert the canola into canola seeds. And as you can see, we've got a bunch of canola seeds here. And we're going to need to get this canola seed um, either into, we can either extract it like that, or we can crystallize it pretty easily if we just grab some of this. Now I can automate the process too of having the canola seeds go into the atomic reconstructor. Well, not into it, but in front of it. But that's a bit of a process. I'm gonna just manually do this for now and just put a bunch of canola seeds in front of it and do them all at the same time pretty much. And so if we extract all of these, we should get a bunch of, once we empower them. I don't know if I'm gonna make them power or not, but at least we're gonna get all these crystallized right now. Oh, I guess I can only do a certain amount at a time. Can't do all of them at once. So just let it hit it a couple more times or something. Should shoot again, I think. Oh, well it would, except there's no power. That's the main issue. Because I forgot to attach it to the power. I think we have enough power to attach it. If not, we're gonna have to make some more conduits here. Where is it? Wait, I don't see it. Woo! Okay, so I think it should be like over here somewhere, right? Oh my, keep falling. It's not over here, is it? No. I think is it right here? No. There it is. Okay, so we go from here. Can we go this direction? No, one down. Now it's connected. It's getting power. Okay. Oh, looks like one more hit. There we go. Okay. So now we've got a bunch of crystallized canola seeds. And like I said before, we can either extract these for 50 millibuckets each, um, or I guess, well, here's the thing. I don't know how you, because like, again, this canola oil thing is kind of weird. Like, if you left click it, it doesn't show you how to get canola oil. So like, if you extract canola seeds, you don't get canola oil, you get seed oil. Um, 10 millibuckets of seed oil. So like, I feel like you can't get canola oil. Instead, you just get seed oil. Um, so I don't know how you would do this recipe if it requires canola oil. Um, that's literally the only recipe to get crystallized oil. So I don't even know if we can get crystallized oil if that's the only recipe. But like I said, um, we can always make them power if we want to get an extra even more. But let's go ahead and throw these in the extractor and see. Let me think here. So if we do a stack of 64, right? That would be a total of 3,200 millibuckets of seed oil per stack. So we've got 7 stacks. This is 22 buckets of seed oil right here already. So that's a pretty good amount. Uh, 22 buckets. And we said we would need 6 buckets per craft. Uh, was that for... Wait, which step was that? This step right here, right? So every 6 buckets gets us 1 bucket of glycerol and some biodiesel. So if we've got 22 buckets right now, we can do it 3 times, almost 4. So I don't. Let's see how much we can get with 3 or 4 buckets of glycerol. 1 second. Okay, so Um, the glycerol is going to be used to make epichlorohydrin, so it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So that means we can get almost 4 buckets of epichlorohydrin right now with what we've got. And 4 buckets of epichlorohydrin, um, we can either do the bisphenol or this is like a combination sort of step thing. If you do the large chemical reactor, all of this stuff right here you still need in this step, but it breaks it up into multiple steps. Like this stuff right here makes bisphenol. Oops, I pressed F11. So this stuff makes bisphenol, and that stuff is, pretty much this stuff right here. So pretty much 4 buckets would get us 4 buckets of epoxy resin, and 4 buckets of epoxy resin. Um, Now, for the epoxy resin, I think we need to be making the sheets. Mostly, maybe. Um, so the epoxy circuit boards, yeah. So 4 buckets is enough to get us like we can probably get about 27 epoxy resin sheets with the current seeds that we've got right now. Um, so 27 of those would get us 27 epoxy circuit boards, and then I guess it's a 1-to-1 ratio for this. So we could get like perhaps 27 advanced circuits. We're also going to need a good amount of gold and electrum, it looks like. And of course, electrum is gold also. So you need a lot of gold, I guess, for these circuit boards, it looks like. So if we have 27 advanced circuit boards, we can obviously make 27 times 4, so like 108 nanocircuits, as long as we've got all of the other stuff. So I think we've got a decent amount right now. Obviously, we're going to be getting more canola, but I don't think the empower is super necessary. Just crystallizing it seems like it should be getting it fast enough for sure. So I think I'm going to start extracting these. And it does it pretty quickly. It's only like a second for each one, really. And so we'll get a bunch of seed oil right now. Get that going. And this should be getting more. That number is probably not going to go up, but this is getting more seeds, as you can see. And we've got more seeds here too. Seeds go pretty quickly there. Okay, so this is extracting still. And I'm going to throw in another stack, and we're going to see here what we're doing with the seed oil, because we do have to combine it, as I said before. For the glycerol, maybe I can save this over. Let's do whichever one is easier to get. I know we've got almost the same of each. Ethanol and methanol. Um, how are we getting it from the distillation tower? Yes. Okay, so it's actually exactly the same thing. 150 of each. They're both the same easiness, I guess, to get. So we'll just do ethanol then, I guess. Or unless ethanol is going to be more important for something else. I'll look at this angle real quick here. What else can we use ethanol for? Um, ethylene. Ah, That's another way to make ethylene. Ethanol and sulfuric. Because obviously we do the, wait, where is, wait, we're making ethylene, right? Yes. With sulfuric, or severely steam cracked late fuel. Ethylene in a distillery. Oh, maybe I just didn't scroll. Yeah, I forgot. It's this right now. Which one is it? Severely steam cracked late fuel. I've got to find it. There. Okay, that's the one. Okay, so, I mean, in terms of using the ethanol for that, I don't think that we need to do this unless we really want to, instead of doing this, but then that would sort of make this setup sort of like useless, essentially. Let's keep this extractor going here. Why are these numbers slightly... Oh, some of them went into here. Of course. Didn't go into any of the other ones, did it? No? Oh, okay. So, ethanol and then there's methanol. Uh, let's see. Methanol, methanol. Chloromethane. Chloromethane. I don't know if we need that for anything. Oh, right. This. So this actually brings us to another thing that would be coming up somewhat soon. This polydimethylsilazane is going to be used to make silicone rubber. And so, as you can see, to get this polydimethylsilazane, there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can do it with dimethyl, water, chlorine, methane, or methanol and hydrochloric. I haven't figured out which one I want to do just yet, although I know if you do the dimethyl, it requires chlorine. Unless you do hydrochloric and methanol, you can get chloromethane. And then with the chloromethane, you get dimethyl with silicon. And then you convert that in a chemical reactor to get the polymethyl dimethyl. Um, so I guess it it can have a use here, methanol. So I think I'm gonna do the ethanol. It feels like I'm gonna have less of a use of that potentially. So we use the ethanol for this, now that I figure that out. Ethanol. Ethanol for the glycerol. So we would be doing ethanol and seed oil. We'd be doing this recipe here. So now if I want to get back to that, I can just press this and see that exact recipe. So that's perfect. So we're gonna need seed oil, of course, ethanol, and tiny piles of sodium hydroxide dust. So this tiny piles here is obviously going to be made from one sodium hydroxide. And how you get that, we'd have to electrolyze salt water. So salt water is literally just water with salt. Um, I mean, there is other ways to get it, but I don't know if I want to do any of the other ways slash can. Um, you also get salt water from making epichlorohydrin, which is 1 bucket for every, uh, I think you get 1 bucket, right? No matter which way you do it. Let's look at these. Actually, let's go here. Oh, wait. If you do this way, I don't think you get salt water, right? Oh, wait. Yeah, you do. 'Cause, yeah. So you get 1 bucket of salt water back. And so, back to the tiny pile. It takes, um, so 1 bucket of salt water gets you 3. Uh, oh, wait. Uh, I was looking at, this is what I'm looking at right here. So I think if we make 1 bucket of salt water, I think we might be able to reuse it. Um, at some point down the line, we'll get salt water back. I think, if I'm thinking about this correctly. So let's go ahead and grab 2 salt and we'll get some water. And get some more stuff in the extractor. Oh, it's full right now. Um, let's go ahead and use this tank for now. And, right, salt. Do we have any salt in here? We've got 1. Is there some over here? Yeah, there is. Um, okay, so we've got the salt. And then water. We need 1 bucket of water and we put in a mixer. Where's a bucket? Get ourselves a bucket here. And grab a bucket of water and go to a mixer. Preferably one that has a liquid slot empty, like this. Okay, so there's our salt water. Now what? Now we have to electrolyze that. Head over to the electrolyzer. Extractor, keep going. Okay, so it's electrolyzing. There we go. And I guess that went into the system. Wait, what was it called? Sodium hydroxide? Oh, wait, no, no. I think it went right here. Wait, where did it go? Should be in the system, right? Huh? Why can't I find it? Um, it's a good question. Item auto output. I think that should have gone into the system, but yet I can't find it when I'm searching. Oh wait, electrolyzer. We had it in the electrolyzer, right? So if it was in the electrolyzer, oh, okay, I know where it went. Duh, right here. Here's the sodium hydroxide. Okay, so we've got the sodium hydroxide. Now we need to, oh right, make the tiny piles, I think it was. Tiny pile of sodium hydroxide. So if we do this, we've got tiny piles of sodium hydroxide, and then you combine that with ethanol and seed oil, and you get glycerol and biodiesel. Now, I don't know what I'm going to be doing with the biodiesel just yet, but we'll just stock it up and save it, whatever we get, figure out what to do with it later. And I guess that's a quest complete. Let me turn the sound back on because I think I have Minecraft muted. There we go. Okay, so that's back on. Let's keep extracting here. So we've got some seed oil. We've got 12 buckets here. That's enough for 2 crafts right now. Let's find a chemical reactor. We need 2 liquid and an item slot. I don't know. 2 liquids and an item slot. Do we have one that we can use? 2 liquids and an item slot. Probably this one over here. Yeah, we could use this one if we wanted. Let's take the seed oil. And, oh right, we need the ethanol. Ethanol. Ethanol and the sodium hydroxide piles. Oh, and that's another quest complete. Sometimes I just randomly get quest complete from doing stuff. So, ethanol and tiny piles. There we go. Okay, we're getting biodiesel, which is, uh, I think that's going into our, wow, that seed oil disappeared quick. I think it went into our fluid storage here. Yeah, so the glycerol is there and the, wait, where's the, did we make a tank? Let me double check real quick. We didn't make a tank for that, did we? Where did the biodiesel go? Did I see that in there? Oh wait, maybe the biodiesel went into the interface that's attached to this. Is this the export right here? Yes. Okay, so the biodiesel is right here. Because it doesn't have anywhere to go and it can't, yeah, it can't go into here because this is full right now. So what I'm gonna do is make a, I think I actually already made a tank, but I don't think we made any storage buses. I'm gonna actually make 2. And I think I'm gonna get the or not the biomass, I'm gonna get the, well, we're gonna use the glycerol, of course. The glycerol we're gonna make immediately into the epichlorohydrin with some HCl. So let's grab the glycerol. Now the biodiesel's here. Okay, so I might I might end up automating this process, but for now we're just going through these steps here. So it's the glycerol and, oh right, we didn't grab the HCl, did we? That could be useful. So we grab some hydrochloric acid and put that in here. Okay, epichlorohydrin. Is it going into here? The water should disappear, I think, right? I think. But there's 2 buckets of epichlorohydrin. The water should be draining out of here, I thought. Any water that is connected to the system should be exporting into here. Oh, I know why. Oh wait, it's gone now. Okay. Okay, so it did disappear like I thought it was going to. Okay, so the epichlorohydrin is available. And now with the epichlorohydrin, um, we have one of the things that we need to make epoxy resin. Also, it looks like we're going to need more sodium hydroxide dust, which is this. And the bisphenol A, which is going to require hydrochloric acetone and phenol. Uh, I might make some chemical reactors, to be honest. It's definitely a few steps, but I do have hydrochloric right now, of course, and I do think I have some phenol. I don't have any acetone right now, and I'm not going to do that recipe. I don't think I'm going to do these. But speaking of dissolved calcium acetate, I think I'm going to do that for acetone and quicklime dust in a distillery. So obviously you get acetone and you also get quicklime, which quicklime is, so quicklime is used to also get dissolved calcium acetate. Um, so I guess you can, trying to think here. Wait. Okay, so there's a couple ways to get dissolved calcium acetate. You can obviously use calcite dust, calcium dust, and quicklime dust. And you can see all of them require acetic acid, and then this one requires oxygen. So quicklime, calcium, and calcite dust. Now I think, not in here, but let's look here. So we've got 598 calcium dust. So if we wanted, we could do this one, or the quicklime once we get some quicklime to get dissolved calcium acetate. Let's see. And essentially, this is all to get acetone. Not doing that one. I want to do this one. Distillery. So we've got to get the dissolved acetone, then put it into a distillery. So to get the dissolved acetone, or dissolved calcium, I guess we'll do this one. So this requires an HV chemical reactor to do that. This one requires MV, but we don't have calcite dust right now. And I don't know if we, well, you can make calcite dust with this, quicklime, or calcium and carbon, but that requires more oxygen. So I think it's just better to do this one, maybe? Um, okay, so let's make, I guess, we'll make an HV chemical reactor, I guess. And then we need a distillery. So let's look at our chemical reactors here. HV chemical reactor, that's what we need. We don't need MV. That's not good enough, apparently. And we're also missing CPU, unfortunately. So, before we get to that, let's grab, does this make, wait, let me look here real quick. So it'll make 4 of these, 32? Let's do 2, actually. Get some extra. I like to make it a stack at a time. And did it say lens? Diamond? Diamond, okay. So we'll get that going. Uh, epichlorohydrin. Wait, let me look at my quest thing here again real quick. Uh, seed oil. The glycerol is complete here. Oh, I just gotta hit check mark on this. It says fish oil and canola are probably the easiest, but it's up to you to choose. Okay, so let's complete that one. This one requires one of these. Seed oil. Um, we did have seed oil, but I guess we didn't put it in our inventory. Because that's what we did to make the epichlorohydrin. That's not supposed to be in there. Um, Let me just have it complete that one, the seed oil, because we did get that. I think it was this one. Yeah. Okay, so we have the seed oil done. And this one's complete too, right? It says. Okay. That one's done too. Perfect. So, there is some epichlorohydrin right here. I guess we'll just grab it and get that quest complete. Perfect. So we've got epichlorohydrin. The next process here is epoxy production. This is a check mark. Um, let's see if it says anything here. It says using the large chemical reactor, you can skip 2 steps in the epoxy production line. And then that unlocks the epoxy resin sheet quest. Perfect. Done. Now, the 2 steps that you can skip, um, oh, I think you can skip the allyl chloride, right? As one of the steps, I think. It says you only need this step if you're using normal chemical reactors. If you're using LCRs, the allyl chloride step is skipped. Okay. So we've got the glycerol. Um, we got the epichlorohydrin, and back to this, right? We need bisphenol A, or we can all put it in a large chemical reactor if we want. We can do this. It's 4 liquids, an item, and a circuit. Um, we only have 3 input slots on here right now. What I'm looking at. I'd have to add another input. 4 liquids. We can obviously do the input, of course. Uh, I don't know. Do I want to do the HV, or do I want to do the LCR for that step there? Either this one or this, which would require a chemical reactor and another chemical reactor. I mean, it's not too bad, I guess. But the thing is, getting the acetone is also going to require um, some stuff. We were going to do the distillery and another chemical reactor, which we were trying to make. So in total, I guess it's HV chemical reactor, distillery, and then another chemical reactor, and then another chemical reactor. Wow. So that's one HV chemical reactor, two, let's say MV chemical reactors, and a distillery. Oh, right. The wafers, they're done. We've got to put them in the other thing, so we don't have that automatically doing that. So that's going to make our CPUs. And then we're going to be making our chemical reactors here in a second. Okay. Let's see if we have the CPUs yet. Nope, not quite yet. Okay, so one of these and did I say two MVs? I think. Okay, there's some CPUs. One HV. Okay. And let's get another MV here. Okay, those are going. And we're also gonna need a distill. MV distillery, I guess that works. Missing long Cooper nickel rods. Okay. Do we have a long rod extruder? I forget. That's bolts. Large pipe. Pipe. Small gears. Rotor. Okay, I guess we don't. So the ring one and the long pipe, I guess we don't have extruders for, but we can do that with the forge hammer if we wanted. Two Cooper nickel rods into a forge hammer. Okay, so let's do this. I don't think we have the Cooper nickel rods in the lathe, I think. So here is those ones. And yeah, it doesn't look like we have Cooper nickel. So we're gonna put this into the lathe. Okay. So now we should be able to make, uh, wait, distiller, right? Yeah. So we've got the HV chemical reactor, two MV chemical reactors, and the distilleries coming up here. As soon as the rotor finishes, which it did. There we go. Okay, so we've got all these machines. We're probably going to need some more stuff, but What was that? What were we using that super tank for? I can't remember. The super tank too. I think I'm just gonna get this set up over here, to be honest. So the thing is, we can put the MV stuff here, but we have to put the HV1 over there. So we've got these two MVs. Put those two MVs there and the distillery there. Okay. And then the HV1 is going to be a little bit annoying, but we'll put it somewhere over here. Actually, let's look over here real quick. I kind of want to put it on this side, actually. Yeah. Okay. So we've got that set up. Now we've got to do some more stuff, though. First, the dissolved calcium acetate, right? That's one of the things that we need for the HV. So we need oxygen and acetic acid plus the calcium dust. Let's get one of these. We'll set it to where it'll keep like 2 buckets in there. Then we'll be getting dissolved calcium acetate. And then we'll distill it. Okay. I think we're gonna need some pumps too. Perhaps, maybe. We've got one. Oh wait, no, we've got no pumps. Let's have it make a couple pumps, because we're probably gonna need them. And we're also gonna need, I think, fluids perhaps, and maybe interfaces. Let's make 4. Okay. So obviously this is going to be one of the things in there. And then the other two things is going to be the oxygen and acidic. So we'll put an interface and a pump fluid regulator on. Did we put that in the? Okay, we put it in this one. Okay. So one of these sides is going to have to be uh, at least, very least fluid in, and then fluid out. Um, I don't know if I want to handle the item part or not. But anyways, it'll pipe the fluid out, so we'll need interface here and interface here, and we'll have a regulator here and a pump here, and then so that'll pump it out, and then the distillery will take it in, and believe we're doing that one, right? Yeah. So the distillery needs to be set to 1. Let's go ahead and do that right now. This one. Okay. And we'll need some interfaces too for that stuff over there. Okay, so still making one. There we go. So there's those and the pumps. We've got some pumps. Okay, so first we'll handle this part right here. We need one going in and out. This is exporting, so I guess we'll just make this one the export right here. Export is going to be for this one. Okay, and then the regulator is going to be an import, keep exactly, and I think we said, was it 2000? Yeah, keep exactly 2000, and we'll put um, oxygen and acidic, right? Yes. Oxygen and acidic. Okay. This one will export it. And then over here, it's going to go into the distillery, right? Yes, so we put that in there and get quicklime and acetone out. And then the acetone, uh, bu- 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 acetone goes into a chemical reactor. So, wait, are we doing anything with the quicklime? I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna do anything with, we can do something with the quicklime, but I don't know if we're gonna set that part up right now or not. Maybe. So this will be spitting out acetone to the distillery, and then we need to make that go into a chemical reactor. So we can probably do item conduits or fluid conduits if we want, instead of having it go through the network. We could definitely do conduits if we want, I think. Okay, so let's just do this. Perhaps. Distillery will send out the liquid. Extract always. And then this one's going to be an insert. We don't need to extract at, wait, do we? Maybe we do. Because, so the acetone comes out of there into this chemical reactor. And we need to have phenyl hydrochloric, uh, right. Um, I guess the issue that I'm seeing here is we need to have these come in from the system. I don't even know if we have much phenol, to be honest. And I just went to the wrong spot. I don't think, we don't have any inside of the system per se. The only phenol that I can think of is that we might have some right here. We've got 4 buckets. So, 4 buckets is, I mean, it's something. Where did the acetone go? Or we can just look at this. Um, okay, I mean, that's enough to get 2 buckets, but yeah, we're gonna have to get more phenol. And to get more phenol, I don't know if I'm gonna, I mean, yeah, I could, if I wanted to, do that. That's 2 and 4. It's cheaper if you do it with water. Um, but this is how we were doing it before, right? Were we doing coal? Were we doing coal for this? I think so, because we were getting coke. Yeah, that's how we were getting phenol before in the past. Um, there's definitely other ways, including the LCR, if we want to do chlorine and benzene. Definitely quite a few things to figure out here. But the main thing, I guess, we've got to get phenol. I'm going to grab the phenol here. We'll start with the phenol here. Go down here. Phenol, phenol, phenol. Where did that tank go? Right here. So I'm gonna put that tank there. And do we have storage buses? We do. So we'll put that there and get it hooked up. Actually, we'll hit this and this and that. Okay. So phenol is available in our system. Let's see here. Still radon nitrate biodiesel. Right, the biodiesel. Can we craft 2 more of these? We don't have enough PVC bars. Okay. Mold. How much PVC? Maybe we get a little bit more of the sheets too while we're at it. Oh, do we have water over here? Let's get a crowbar. I don't want this canola. Just put it here. So hit the crowbar. Get that off of there. I don't want these either, really. Take these out of my inventory. So let's get the water out of there. Take that out of there, take that out of there, put that into there. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Into here. Shift click. Okay. And now to the fluid we're gonna put the, not ethanol, not epichlorohydrin, the polyvinyl chloride. And we're gonna get some bars. And we'll also get some sheets while we're here. 20s, well, we'll do 21, whatever. That's fine. I mostly use sheets though. Okay, that should be enough for now. So let's go ahead and put this extra polyvinyl chloride here for now. And let's put the molds away. Put all of them away. Okay, so we've got epichlorohydrin and ethanol. Oh, right. We have the ethanol because we were using it, but I'll just put it in there for now. We need to put the PVC stuff away. And then we can make what we were trying to, which was, I guess, some tanks. Right, yeah. I hope we're still doing good on circuits. We've got 18 left. Getting a little bit on the low side. So I'm trying to think, what do I want to make? What do I want to put in these tanks? Uh, do we want to put epoxy resin in there? I mean, we're probably going to be fluid solidifying it. Uh, Okay, yeah. But there might be some extra, for example, because one bucket's not 144 doesn't go directly into a bucket, so I mean maybe we can use it for epoxy resin, I guess. So we've got some super tanks. Gonna need more fluid storage buses too. Well, we've already got one, but missing fluix dust. That's no good. Let's go get some fluix dust. Okay. So that's going. How we doing here? How we doing? So we were trying to get the bisphenol. We were trying to get the chemical reactor set up, but we needed phenol. We've got 4 buckets. We put that in a fluid tank connected to our system. And so what I think I'm gonna do is go over to the chemical reactor, have it import phenol and hydrochloric, because those are in our system. Acetone isn't. So we could either potentially, if it's right next, I think it's right next to the distillery, so we could probably point the fluid output into that machine, I think is how we can do this. Okay, so let's head back over here. Um, we're gonna make another storage bus. I'll just put that in there for now. We have 2 fluid interfaces here. Do we have, okay, we have some conduits. Oh, if we need it, that is. So actually, let's go ahead and get rid of this stuff here for now. Let's have this point this direction and put fluid auto output enabled. So any stuff that comes out of the distillery will come directly into here. And so that'll be handling the dissolved calcium acid. Wait, no. Uh, it'll be taking the dissolved calcium acetate, making it into acetone. And acetone will get automatically outputted into this reactor. And so inside of this chemical reactor, we'll have this stuff. The acetone will be coming from here automatically. We need a circuit of 1 and then an import of phenol and hydrochloric. So let's get that set up here. This is going to be an import. I think we want a fluid regulator though, and just set it to like 2 buckets, I guess. So let's get a regulator. Craft it up here. Okay. This is water in it. What the heck? I don't want this water. So while that gets crafted, I'm gonna empty this because screw the water. Okay. And that should be finishing up here soon enough. There it is. Okay. This is a pump. We didn't want to use that. Just want to keep exactly 2 over here. Into the top. And we're going to set it to import. Keep exactly 2 buckets. And then as far as what goes into here, it's going to be hydrochloric and phenol. Okay. There we go. Okay. Good, good. There is the hydrochloric and phenol. just like how we want it. And then we're probably gonna need an export maybe. Uh, so it'll make bisphenol and diluted hydrochloric. The bisphenol we're gonna put into another chemical reactor with the epichlorohydrin. Now, here is the epichlorohydrin, um, but we probably want to have that, if we want to truly automate it, we'd have it pull from the system essentially, probably. Uh, so this is going to be making bisphenol right here. We can actually probably just have that go this direction and fluid auto output what it makes. Although it is going to be making two things, right? It's going to be making bisphenol and diluted hydrochloric. So we're going to want to pull the diluted hydrochloric out. The bisphenol can go over here though, that's fine. So we'll have to do that. Um, so the other thing here, we need sodium hydroxide dust in here, but we need 3. And we don't have 3 right now, so we're going to have to make some more of that, which is going to be more salt water. So we'll have to tackle that too. And so back to this distillery real quick. Um, Distillery. Distillery. Wait, was it not? Acetone. Here. Okay, so dissolved calcium acetate, right? Uh, where were we? I know we set this one up somewhere. Oh, that's in the HV one over here, isn't it? Well, once we get this online, it'll start pulling in oxygen and acetic. And we've already got the calcium dust in there. That'll start making dissolved calcium acetate. And I guess we'll probably want to output that out into the system. And then we can pull it back in over here. That's not supposed to be there. Put that away. Don't need that right now. So we'll need a fluid interface here to import. Import. Uh, and we want to import, actually, we can use a pump here. That should be fine, I think. Import. And we'll have it import this, I think, right? Yes. Have it import that. Okay. And that'll come into here. Set it to circuit 01, right? Yes, I did. Okay, so that's good. So once I put this online, that'll start making dissolved, right? Dissolved calcium, right? Yeah, it'll start doing this. And then the dissolved calcium acetate, wait, is it gonna get exported? So this side will export it. But if we don't have a tank, um, it's not going to be able to go into the system. And right now we've got, well, biodiesel and some other stuff here. We don't have a tank for it. Now, I do have an extra fluid storage cell if I want to use that. Um, I want to get this nitric oxide out of here, actually, because there's no point in having it in there. Just delete it, to be honest. We have more nitric oxide anyways, so What has this got in it now? We took something out and something else. Oh, diluted sulfuric was there for a second. I gotcha. There's water in here. Where's that water coming from? Why is there so much water coming in there? Huh? What is making all that water? It's still going up? What? Now it's going down. It should be going down because this is exporting all of the water into the trash, but something's filling this up with water. What is attached that could be that has a bunch of water in it? What? What machine has water in it that is attached to the network? I have no idea. Can't be any of these, right? I don't think so. Well, I mean, this is on the input side, but it's not going to pull from the input. Pull from the output side. The water is gone now, but now there's nitric oxide, 30 buckets in here. What is going on with this nitric oxide? Um, Nitric oxide. It should turn off if there's 1 millibucket in the system. So the second it makes some and puts it over here, it should immediately turn off. So how does it make 30 buckets of nitric oxide when it's set to turn off after it senses that there's 1 bucket of nitric oxide? Is it broken? Machine controller just not working over here or something? There is a machine controller right here. 1 bucket. I mean, it's turned off now, but I don't know why it didn't turn off after it sensed that it was 1 bucket and kept making more. It's not like it makes 30 buckets at a time. It's kind of strange. I don't know what happened there. Let me test this again. Take all the nitric oxide out. Does this turn on over here? Yes, it does. That's making water. It should sense there's 1 bucket in there now, right? But it's still going. Where's the nitric oxide? Why is it not over there? Huh? That's kind of weird. The nitric oxide isn't here. Where is the nitric oxide? Wait, let me look. Ah, I figured it out, I think. Oops. So, I think I figured out that issue. So, essentially, if this is full, let's say all 5 slots are being used already, and that stuff starts making nitric oxide, it'll go into the ME interface over there, but it's not being sensed by the system inside of the ME interface. So it thinks that there's still not 1 bucket, even though, I mean, it is in the interface, but it's not sensed by the system. So it doesn't have anywhere else to go. So it just sits in the interface. unless there's a slot open that it can go. And so it just stays on until nitric oxide gets into either a tank that's connected into the network or the storage cell. So I can see why it's having an issue there. And that means that to fix it, we either need to make sure that there's room for nitric oxide in a tank or a storage cell. It's the only thing I can think of. So, I mean, maybe I can always put this in there for now. And that water should disappear. But this will just be like extra storage space for the nitric oxide, I guess. Um, if it needs it, it'll put like one bucket in here and then it'll immediately turn off, for example. Just because this one's like almost full. Although there is 26 buckets of nitric oxide in there right now, though. But, anyways, back to what I was working on. This has nitric oxide in it. Let's take the nitric oxide out of there. Let's test it, actually. Let's take the nitric oxide out. That should turn on, but then it immediately turns off, as you saw. So now it's working as intended. Okay, that's good. We fixed that issue. Where did oh, there's our tank, right? We're just gonna get rid of all of that extra there. So back to the current main situation that we're trying to work on is getting this going here. So HV chemical reactor, we get that hooked up. Dissolved calcium acetate needs to go into this distillery, which we've got there. And we've got it importing. Okay. So once it's in the distillery, it'll start making acetone. And then that acetone is going to get put into the chemical reactor. And we've also got the hydrochloric and phenol being put in there. But we've only got a little bit of phenol. So the main issue is we've only got 4 buckets of phenol right now. So 4 buckets of phenol will only get us 2 buckets of bisphenol, which is 2 buckets of epoxy resin. Now, we can still do something with 2 buckets of epoxy resin, right? That is 13 epoxy sheets, which obviously we only need 1 to complete the quest, but we'll have 13 to do, to make 13 of the circuit boards, for example, but we'll work on more phenol and stuff, probably off stream, get some more phenol going, and I guess make sure that we have all the other stuff going good too, for what we're gonna need. So I think, yeah, because we're still gonna have to handle the outputs of this stuff, but for now I'm gonna get this stuff, I think, hooked up, and I accidentally pressed F7. Oh, F9, get rid of that, there we go. Okay, so I think we get this stuff hooked up now. That, and that. Uh, okay, it is doing stuff. Said it can act oxygen plus the calcium 20 seconds later. Wait a second. Let me stop that for just a second. Because I just remembered something. Um, the dissolved calcium acetate. Okay, so that'll go. We did add the extra fluid circuit over here, or fluid storage cell. So the acetic acid should go in there because there's room, and then the acid will get picked up from, wait, am I thinking about that right? What was I just, dissolved calcium acetate, I mean, not the acetic, whatever. Dissolved calcium acetate will go into the storage cell, then this will pick it up and bring it into here once it has it available. And that'll start doing that stuff. Okay, so we should be good now that we have that storage cell available at least. So let's turn that back on. And poof, it's out of there. And is it in here? Yes, it is. Okay, so that did its thing. Now it's over here in this chemical reactor, making that. And okay, so we do have bisphenol. It's in here. Do we have oh, okay. So this is gonna keep making more bisphenol. The issue is that we don't have sodium hydroxide. So let's get some more salt water real quick. We need salt and water. We've got salt. And maybe we just grab this. And we have to put that on a chemical reactor. Okay, so we've got water. Put some of that in there. And I guess that's not, it's a mixer. Duh. Why did I think it was a chemical reactor? It felt like it should be. Um, okay. Let's get the water out of here since it's not necessary to be in here. And get the salt out of there. And let's go to a mixer instead. Fine. Go to this mixer. Put in the water. And put in the salt. I don't know how much water we really need, but we'll just grab, I guess, 7. And then we electrolyze it in here. Oops, there. Okay. So while that's going, I believe we have all the, wait, there's only, that number just changed. That was weird. Oh, because I guess there was some acetone here that went over to here. Okay. So I guess the question is, was it gonna make more bisphenol? Oh no, it could only make 2 buckets because we only had uh, enough phenol. So that's why we only have 2 buckets there. Forgot about that. Oh, right. We've also got seed oil there. Okay, so here's some sodium hydroxide. Let's go ahead and get this put in here. Right here. Okay, that's going to be making what we need, epoxy resin. And we've got more salt water, which we can, again, electrolyze for more sodium hydroxide. Okay, so we've got epoxy resin. Let's go ahead and grab that. And quest complete, right? Oh wait. You've got to make it into the actual epoxy resin sheets. So let's grab the mold for that. And if I remember correctly, so yeah, We can do ULV, of course, so we should be fine. Let's go ahead and go. Is there any reason to make it into bars? I'm curious. Do you use the bars for anything? I don't think so. I literally think the only use of the liquid is to make it into sheets, from what I'm seeing. Okay, epoxy resin sheet. This will complete the quest. Quest complete. There we go. The first step into making these advanced circuit boards. Um, we already have sulfuric. We need to probably make this an autocraft gold foil, just so it's simple, nice and easy to get, for sure. And then we also need gold foil for this part too, or I mean electrum, which requires gold. And then we'll need obviously sodium persulfate and iron 3 chloride. Um, Let me get those added to the autocraft. Let's grab all of this. And we're going to put the epoxy resin in here for now. Okay. This got us more sodium hydroxide. Might as well just put that over here. Uh, Into here. Okay, so the autocrafts, right? Because if we look at our foil, we don't have any gold or electrum. So we've got to get the gold and electrum set up in here. And I think, do we have the plates? Let me look. We've got gold plates and electrum plates, so we should be good to go for that. So we've dealt with the electrum. Now we need the gold foil. Wait, did we get rid of the circuit in the other one? No. There we go. Okay, so now we go over here to the foil, or wait, plates. Oh. Yeah. Do we put it in the HV bending machine, or do we put it in the, wait, HV? Is this, wait, confused here for a second. So that one is HV. Wait, is that the, so wait, do we, oh right, we have two HV bending machines over there. That's why I was confused for a second. I just didn't name this one an HV bending machine. So I guess I'll put these in there. Or what I can actually do is just do this. Then we can have all of the foil right here. Okay. So we should be good on that. Now, I guess I can tackle out this quest real quick, but then we're probably about to wrap up here. So let's go ahead and get 8 gold foil. And we're gonna get 8 electrum. Start that. Okay, so we've got that and that. Perfect. And now we put that in a chemical reactor with sulfuric. course, we've got that right here. I think it was it epoxy and gold foil? And it's going. And then we're gonna need, say, 1 bucket of sodium persulfate. Sodium persulfate. And we're gonna put that in here. So now we've got the epoxy circuit board, and we combine that in here with the electrum and the sodium persulfate, and get our first advanced circuit board finished up. Okay, there it is, the first one, and quest complete. Right? Yes. Epoxy substrate. Okay, good stuff. Um, I'm gonna have to get some. Wait, I think I have the yellow lens. I don't know, is it in here? Are all my lenses in here? Okay, we do have a yellow lens already. I remember seeing that we're gonna need a brown lens for something somewhat soon. We've got the yellow one, so I guess we can do. Wait, didn't I make? I thought I made the SOCs already, didn't I? Or was it ASOCs? SOCs. Look, I have 18 system on chips. Let's quest complete. Hey, there we go. An extra quest. That's why I made the yellow lens. I made these a long time ago. Because I knew I'd need them eventually. And I could make them at the time. So I just made them. But anyways, we completed this quest, epoxy, epoxy production, epichlorohydrin, biodiesel, sodium hydroxide, seed oil, and seed oil, fish oil, canola oil, for a total of 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 quests. I believe with SOC, well, uh, so for the nano circuits, this would be the recipe. We don't need the SOCs, I guess, for this. It's going to be a nano CPU, advanced circuit board, the SMD stuff, and fine electrum wire. So the only thing that we haven't made yet is the nano CPU, which it's going to require HV cutting saw in the clean room. And to get the actual nano CPU wafer, it looks like it's going to be glowstone, a CPU wafer, which we've made before. This is, I think, 4 glowstone dust and 16 raw carbon fibers, which I guess you have to use the autoclave, either polyethylene, PTFE, epoxy resin, or PBI. We haven't made PBI before. I don't know if it's a good idea to use epoxy resin for this or not. I'm not sure. Obviously polyethylene is pretty simple, although you only make one at a time. Although it is only 36 millibuckets. What only takes 2 seconds also, so, and that's at LV, so this would be a really quick process for sure. And we have unlimited carbon because we essentially have unlimited charcoal, so I'm not worried about running out of carbon dust. So I think polyethylene is going to be the easiest out of these liquids to make, for sure. I'll probably stock up my polyethylene more because right now we're at 135, but it could always be a bit higher, you know, 135 buckets. But anyways, I think we're going to be wrapping up, but let's see what might be coming up here. Let's see. So we already made the EV circuit assembler last time. We got the advanced circuit this time, and we already had those. So that was an easy complete. Nice and easy. Um, so silicone. I know that we're gonna need those, for IV, I believe, the silicone rubber stuff, as it can't withstand more than extreme voltage. So rubber handles up to extreme voltage, and then we'll need this for IV and higher up. Um, so I don't know if I'll tackle the silicone next time or not. Uh, the nano CPUs, I can probably tackle this next time. I mean, I am able to make them, I think, right? Uh, although it looks like we do need an EV chemical reactor in the clean room for the nano CPU wafer. So we'll probably have to get one of, I think I have the chemical reactor being auto-craftable for EV. So we'll make one of these, put it in the chemical reactor, and then, just get some of this stuff and get some nano CPU wafers, and make some nano circuits. And then I think, what are the nano circuits? So I think these are they like the tier 2 of the HV, I think? Or, no. I guess they're the third and final, right? Tier 3 circuit. And well, we get two at a time? We get two at a time. I'm curious, how is it, I guess, better than the processor assembly if for example, if we're only getting two at a time, right? Because these ones, we also get two at a time. Um, and it's the inductor and capacitor. The only way we can get four is at LUV, so four's out of the question. So it'll be two at a time. Resistor, transistor, capacitor. Transistor, resistor, capacitor. Um, let's see. Uh, and then this is the recipe, right? Yeah. Okay, so it's literally this one versus this one. Um, oh. So I guess that's one of the major differences that I'm seeing. Um, so instead of using two integrated processors, right? Which obviously integrated processors are all of this stuff. So you need, of course, circuit boards, CPU, resistors, red alloy, transistors, capacitors. You need all of this for two of those. Um, but this one, instead of the two integrated processors, it's only one of these, which you can get 8 at a time from one of these. So you have to think, every single time you want to make two nanocircuits, you only need 1 out of 8 of these. So you're only spending essentially 1/8 of this stuff right here to get two nanocircuits for that specific part of the nanocircuit instead of the two integrated processors. It's literally 1/8 of this stuff. So literally two raw carbons, an eighth of a CPU wafer, and essentially half of a glowstone dust. So I think that seems actually pretty nice, I think, if I'm thinking about it correctly. It'd be a nice improvement spending that instead. Uh, okay, so yeah, pretty much next time I might tackle the nano circuit potentially. Um, tungsten carbide, then power, right? And we'll also, I guess, keep getting our canola. We're probably full of seeds right now. Yeah, of course we are. But so yeah, we'll keep getting more canola, so we'll have a bunch of seed oil stocked up. And we'll get some of the other stuff too that we were working on. Make sure that we've got plenty of it. Um, I don't know when I might plan on automating the atomic reconstructor, so I don't have to do this. Um, wow, that used a lot of RF when it did that. Huh, it drops it all the way down to like 0. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, I think that's gonna be it for now. Are these ones not close enough? They aren't. Damn it, get in the way. There we go. Okay. So anyways, yep, that is going to be it for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.